All right, we have got another car to show you. And if you can't tell by my amazing outfit, it might be a car from the 90s, maybe not. No, it is. Let's check it out. All right, so before we reveal this car, I think we should, there's four of us, and there's soon to be five of us. You know, we've talked about that fifth employee, and two of my favorite bands of all time, the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. You know, they had five.
What is a Backstreet Boy?
More importantly, what's NSYNC?
Hold up. Are you? No. No. This isn't Freaky Fridays.
Close enough. I think I'm hearing you.
No. You get out. Get right out. This is not okay.
I don't know, that ain't helping. I still don't know what an NSYNC is.
Yeah, well, he's been talking for a minute. He must be going into detail on what this thing is.
Must be important.
I don't know. Are we supposed to be paying attention, or is he just still rambling?
No, I think he's rambling and the heat's getting to him.
That's fair, yeah. I mean, in that jacket? Like, come on, man. It's hot.
2 sizes too small.
Well, obviously, I'm Justin Timberlake there, too, you know? I mean, Justin Timberlake.
I know who Justin Timberlake is.
Yeah, that sounds pretty familiar. Isn't he like a singer or something?
Yes, he is.
Do you know what band or anything? I know.
It's just Justin Timberlake, man. He's been on that SNL, all right?
Obvious reasons. Lance Bass.
Sexy bass.
No, there will be no singing, all right?
Why not? You don't enjoy music?
I do enjoy music. I pay professionals for it. All right, we need to pay attention. He's going to start monologuing again if we don't.
All right, so yeah. When this card came out, these two bands were probably at the height of the entire world right at that point. So just, you guys want to listen to some of these guys here in a little bit? Are you guys still there? Hello? Mm-hmm. All right, so 1998, Tyler, would be mind exploding right now with this car right here. And if I was listening to NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, Green Day, all those guys from the late 90s, I don't even know what I would do. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about how excited 13-year-old Tyler would be if he knew he was going to be this close to this car. So let's check it out. All right, so we're going to start the walk around with the walk under because, any great engine build, which we'll get to, Austin's really excited to show you, you got to have everything taken care of behind it and around it. If you build an engine like this, that's in this one, you need all that. So we're going to start here. You've got your trans cooler, oil cooler they've added, aftermarket. There's even a supercharger cooler, if you need a little hint. But all new struts, adjustable shocks. They've even done subframe connectors, and not just the subframe connectors that connect the back to the front. These are those spider web ones that they're actually welded in. They welded these in all the way down through here. This was a pretty big build. It wasn't just an engine build. It was an entire car build. And you can see all the red, just amazing race bits and goodies under here, just to handle everything that's getting thrown at it. I mean, it's even got a ring for the drive shaft because they were obviously going to go race this and do some pretty crazy stuff with it. Much bigger tires than came on these factory. These are almost as big as the my Corvette wheels, which are quite large. But I mean, this rear sway bar, I don't even think I've seen front sway bars this big. This will do the drag strip, and I'm really excited to get it on a track and see how it does on a track, because I think it'll handle that the way they've reinforced this entire undercarriage and the suspension they put in here. So yeah, there is a lot going on under here. I mean, there's a ton of money just under here, and there's cutouts. One of my favorite add-ons of all. Good.
We're not going to have a repeat of the Bandit Trans Am, and I'm actually going to get the hood open this time. But it's a little spicy just like the other Trans Am was. We've got a really cool Vortec supercharger. It is late 90s, early 2000s style. The Vortex like this kind of went away. A lot of people, especially like to around the 2009 era, when the CTSVs came out, they started switching to the actual Roots style blower rather than this style. But everything about this blower is super cool. It's very well packed in there. It's a top side mounted blower, whereas a lot of the other kits like the Pro Charges are low mounts. It should make good power, like 450-ish on a stock motor. This motor's definitely not stock, so I wouldn't see a problem with this thing making closer to 700 or 800, depending on how aggressive it's tuned up right now.
Yeah, that rumor was like 730 from the guy we bought it from, the original owners. So
I wish there was a little more room to get in here and see if there's been any head work done or anything like that, but it's tightly packed in here and it looks badass.
Yeah, that period correct look is what I love. I mean, it's just, you know, it doesn't look super period correct because, you know, you've seen superchargers like this and, you know, Vortec with the blue and silver. You've seen that before on, you know, cars. But, gosh, just thinking like 20, 30 years, you know, it'd be like really badass.
It'll be like watching an old Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah, right. It'll be that much more cooler then. And it's already, you know, just starting to get into that like cool factor of old. Hard to think, you know, a 98 car being old, but it's technically a classic car in the state of Missouri, so this could be licensed under a classic car, but it's still the one owner. The title sheet actually is still dated 1998, but yeah, Austin, you love this engine. I mean, I know how you. For an LS1,
Yeah.
Barefoot Willie, our builder, he gave me some concerns about the LS1, what it can handle. He's like, they built it, but he's also our engine builder, so he's going to be very conservative on everything. He's going to be like, I wouldn't turn it up, which we don't have it turned up. It's down around that 400 or so horsepower he was talking about. But
It doesn't sound super pulleyed down or anything crazy.
yeah, I mean, it's not pushing too much, and, you know, there's a boost gauge in there. You know, we're probably pushing 7-8 pounds. I mean, nothing crazy.
Yeah. I mean, they did it right. They've got a full fuel system in it, so they're not pushing the fuel system all. There's no chance it's leading out, so it's rich and happy. You can smell it.
Can we get that part from Fast and Furious where the tech guy was like, oh, you got a blah, blah, blah fuel system, this and that, which I think in the movie, like, what he said means, like, absolutely no sense. It was, they didn't have somebody, they had no subject matter experts, I think, on cars. They just made a Hollywood movie. But anyways, yeah, the story on this car, we found it out through a friend of my wife. She sent me this picture of a car. She said, "Did you know these were my dream car growing up?" I was like, it's kind of funny because they're one of my dream cars too, but like, they're not really worth that much. You know, they're kind of, I mean, you know, the low mile ones, you can find some really super low mile ones in like pristine condition for 30, 40, but they're not like crazy stuff. And I've almost, you know, with my C7 Corvette and then building that Bandit Trans Am, this, like, it's a dream car, yes, because in 1998, I wanted one so bad. I even had my grandpa take me there every year they came out with the new model. We'd go get the little pamphlets, and I told him, like, one year, I was like, one year I will own one of these. I promise you, Grandpa, I'm going to work my butt off, and I will have one of these. Well, I actually started buying bigger, nicer cars than that, so it was kind of weird to go back. It's almost like downgrading to a dream car, if that makes sense, but it's always had a spot in my heart. But anyways, she sent me that picture, and I was like, oh, that's actually a pretty good price for a 30,000 mile one owner car. I would rather have one of these in black, but I was like, send me the link. I'm going to look at it actually. It It was a friend of hers, so I could trust where it came from. She sent me the link, and I saw the picture of this, and I was like, okay, wait a minute. This price all of a sudden got, really a lot better. And, I mean, that it's not like it was a steal. It was just, one of those things, like, I've been wanting one of these my whole life. It just seemed right, to buy one of these. So the price was just perfect enough to jump on it. And I was like, Dorothy, I'm sending them a wire tomorrow. We'll probably have the car 2 days after that. She's like, what? You're really buying it? So this is her car to take to car shows now, because we are keeping this. A few little things here. The suspension had a little movement on it. We're going to adjust that. You're going to do the fuel tank. The fuel sender doesn't work. It's actually got like, that's another thing. Like, it has like some kind of fiber aftermarket tank. I mean, every single thing was touched on this thing.
I will say I was impressed with the install because they weren't intrusive. They didn't like just hack the car up and slap stuff in there.
You got some rub points here and there, but that's because it's just so massive. And when you close the hood is about 1/4 inch high on the lines because it just doesn't fit. But I think that makes it more badass. So we hope you like it. I know it's a Ram Air Trans Am, from late 90s, early 2000s. Kind of gotta have a spot in your heart for it, but. The design cues in these things, if you take each individual piece, like the hood scoop for the Ram Air, it's kind of ugly on any other car, but on this car it's perfect. I mean, and the backside, like, it's almost identical to a Pontiac Sunfire, which was a Pontiac's version of a freaking Cavalier. So I don't know if you guys, you and Matt and Joe, if you guys appreciate these as much as I do, but I know you appreciate this part of it. And we're going to have some fun with this. We'll turn the cutouts wide open and go for a little drive. Be fun. All right, it's freaking hot. It's 100 degrees out. And I'm taking this coat off because we have the fans off. We're out of here. Oh gosh, it smells like high school football all over it again. Which isn't a bad smell. Like, share, and subscribe.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Boom, nailed it.